Today I am going to discuss about information security. What is information security? What is network security? What are various kinds of firewalls that we are supposed to use in network security? So, what is information security? What is the objective of learning information security? So that we can secure our information that is being transmitted between two parties, or I can say we are supposed to secure our medium in which we are supposed to communicate with each other. So in this manner, we are supposed to secure that information with the help of some protocols, with the help of some algorithms that are available in network security and cryptography fundamentals, and we are going to study about the same. So first of all, we are supposed to discuss about what is information security. Objective, that is to learn the security measures so that we can protect the data by using those measures. It could be any kind of algorithm, it could be any mechanism or any technique that could be followed in order to maintain the integrity of the data. Next is what is information security. Coming to the main point, what is information security? That is, it is given a name to prevent to take preventive steps that we take to guard our information and our capabilities. As the name implies, to information security, how to secure information, mean to say how we can take some steps in order to secure our data. Next is measures adopted to prevent unauthorized use so that nobody no third party could have access over the information that is being transmitted between two parties. Any kind of misuse of information, any modification or distortion. Next, denial of use of knowledge, facts, data, or any kind of capabilities that might be used. So these are the measures that are the use security measures that could be adopted to prevent unauthorized use so that only authentic user can have access to the information that is being transmitted. So there are major concerns, or I can say critical characteristics of the information. Have a look at the same. First one is availability. Second is accuracy. Third is authenticity. Fourth is confidentiality. And fifth is integrity. So we are supposed to discuss all these 5 points one by one. So first is availability. Availability, as the name implies, mean to say the data that is available, the data that is available, availability of the resources. Next is accurate, mean to say correct information that is without any kind of error and it is updated. Authenticity, authenticity mean to say if the user who is originating the message or who is sending the message to the destination side, if he is authentic or not. Confidentiality mean to say if we are sharing some information that is very critical to our personal life, then it could be confidential information. Next is to maintain the integrity, to bind the data together. So first one is what is availability. It enables users who needs to access information to do so without interference. Availability mean to say to provide the information to the receiver without any kind of distortion in between. It means there could not be any violation that could happen in the medium while it is getting transferred over the network. So it enables the user who needs to access information to do so without interference and receive it in required format. So next is the information is available only to the authorized users. Accurate, that is it is free from mistakes or errors and it has the value that end user expect. That is it is following some protocols and some rules that might have set as an agreement between two communicating parties. Next is authenticity. Authenticity of the information is quality or the state of being genuine, being original, not duplicate rather than a reproduction or a fabrication. For example, you can have a look at the example that is email spoofing. That is what happened in email spoofing. Unauthorized use of a third party domain name as the sender name in an email message and link is also given. Confidentiality. What does confidentiality means? Information is available only to the people with rightful access, so that only right people can have the access to that information, because sometimes the information that is being transmitted between two parties is highly secure, or I can say highly confidential, that it should not be broken to the third party. Next is to ensure that only those with the right and privileges to access a particular set of information, they are able to do so. Who are having particular rights, who would be given the privileges to have a control over the information, that could be able to do so. So that could be only authentic users. So next is, it is closely related with the privacy of the confidential means privacy. Confidentiality is equal to privacy. So it is related with the privacy of the information. Next is integrity. What is integrity? Information can only be changed. Integrity means to say the form in which the information is received or originated by the sent by the sender. It could be available to the receiver in that exact format. Let's say I am sending him the copy of DBMS, and in DBMS there are 3 chapters. First is introduction to DBMS, second is relational algebra, third is relational calculus. That 3 chapters could be received by the receiver as it is without being distorted up and down. Like, it should not be the case that any one of the chapter could be missing or any additional chapter could be added. So in this way, integrity, like the data that is originating from the originator side, it should be received in the exact format as it is being sent. So information can only be changed by authorized personnel. If there is a requirement to change the information, then both the parties will communicate with each other that there are some minor changes, you are supposed to look at the same, and only authentic users will be having the or I can say authorized users could be having the right to do so. Next is the quality or the state of being whole. Whole mean to say it is complete in all sense, without any kind of distortion or without any kind of disturbance in between. It is complete information that could be available at the receiver end. And uncorrupted mean to say it is not corrupted. Corrupted mean to say if some more information is added to the information that is to be sent over the network, or if some information could be deleted, that could not be the case. So it could be uncorrupted, is the integrity of the information. So there are 3 main goals that are associated with integrity of the information. First one is to prevent modification by unauthorized users. How to prevent the modification? If they are making any updations, deletions, addition, or they are deleting any kind of existing record, then it could be prevented by unauthorized user by applying some security measures. Next is to prevention of unauthorized modification by authorized users. Prevention of unauthorized modification by authorized users. Only a person in the authority who is having certain rights, he can do the things, but that is also limited. He can do certain things only. He could not do the things that are beyond his control. So that would not be allowed. Next is preservation of internal and external consistency. Mean to say if the information is consistent before it is sent over the network, it could be consistent after it is received by the receiver. So the consistency could be maintained. So next is there could be integrity check that can be done through 2 main points. First is what is the size of the file that is being sent. Let's say I am sending a file of 100 MB, then receiver could easily guess if he is receiving the 100 MB file, then it is okay. Next is file hashing. File hashing mean to say I am using some kind of fixed characters, or I can say some fixed type of indexing, like I am using at my part. So in that manner it should be received by the receiver. So next I am moving toward components of information system. What makes an information system? How the information system is built? It is consist of software, hardware, data, people, and procedures. So what is software? Software, as the name implies, it could be any operating system, it could be application software, it could be applications, it could be website, or it could be commands that are used or that could be run on a particular system to run various functions in a particular operating system. Next, to check various bugs, that is errors. There could be weakness in the system, there could be holes in the system that are supposed to be corrected. Next, an error or defect in the software or any kind of hardware that causes a program to malfunction. Next is any kind of security hole, that something you need to fix. Next is security warning, that is supposed to be fixed as well. Security note, any security note, if it is there while you are transmitting any information, you are supposed to check all these things, because there could be warning signals that are being present there while you are supposed to send the information. So you are supposed to be alert at that time while transmitting that information. Next is various packs, services packs, patches, hot fixes. Next is now coming to the main point. What happens in software development? We give stress on coding, we give stress on designing, we give stress on request and response, but we generally omit the part of security, because we do not even we are so much engrossed in developing a software application that we are sticking to its software part only. And we know with the help of some hardware we are building that or we are creating that software, but we are almost missing the security part. Like if I am going to develop this software, there could be some security measures, because if this software could be operated by someone, then it might be the case that there could be some hackers who want to steal the information with the help of this software. So these kinds of information are generally omitted. Like I am saying that security is least priority in software development. It is generally overlooked. Next is hardware. Hardware mean to say it is supposed to execute a software, stores and carries the data, for example, hard disk, RAM, ROM, provide interfaces, that is graphical user interfaces for the entry and removal of information from the system. Next is physical security policies, deal with the hardware. Data. What is data? Everybody wants to attack it. Main object of intentional attack, data that is being transmitted. It could be numbers, it could be characters. Next is people. People are doing the threats, people are creating the that are supposed to happen. So these could be good things, these could be bad things. So main threat to information security are people, often overlooked. Various procedures that could be written, or I can say various rules and protocols or instructions that are written to accomplish a certain task. And another frequently overlooked component is procedure. So now coming to the main point, what is network security? We have discussed about information security, how to secure the information, what is the need to secure information. Now coming to the main point, what is network security? What is network security? So it is an effort to create a secure computing platform so users or programs cannot perform actions that they are not allowed to do so. To create a secure computing platform. How could a secure computing platform could be built? If I am building a software application, I should apply security measures to the same. In that manner, I could say that I am creating a secure computing platform so that users or programs, that is third party programs or users, cannot perform actions that they are not allowed to do so. Mean to say, if I am using Gmail software and I know Gmail is for uh, sending emails and receiving emails, but if I want Gmail to do certain task for me, then that could be the action that Gmail is not intended to do so. So in that case, if security measures are applied to the Gmail, I could be I could be my request could not be accepted because I want to make some changes that are out of the scope of the Gmail, so they could not be accepted at all. Next is network security. It is the protection of networking components, connections, and contents. So network security as a continuous process. What is network security process? It is a process which is built of four modules, or I can say there are four steps that are associated with network security. First is secure the data. Second is to monitor the data. Third is to test the data. And fourth is to improve the data. Now, what does security means? To apply some security policies here so that I can justify that my data that is being transmitted between two parties is communicating via a secure channel Next is there could be continuous monitoring, or a monitoring authority could be there who is watching all the activities that are being happening over the network. So it is the part of the monitoring team. Next is testing team. Testing team is check for any kind of bugs, any kind of inconsistencies, or any kinds of problem that might arise while securing the process. And next, whatever the output will be received, it could be improved according to the situation and circumstances. So fourth step could be improve. So first step is secure the network. How to secure the network? That is implement security solutions to prevent unauthorized access and to protect the information. How? By authentication, by encryption, by firewalls. Firewalls are the gateways who will either allow the traffic or block the traffic. Vulnerability patching, we will discuss one by one. Next is monitor security. How to monitor the security? To detect violations to the security policy. It involves system auditing. It is concerned with auditing and real-time intrusion detection. Next is to validate the security implementation in the step number 1. To test the security, interpretation is given here, that is to validate effectiveness of the security policy through system auditing and network scanning. How to improve the security? That is use information from the monitor and test phases to make improvements to the security implementation, and we are supposed to adjust the security policy as security holes are there and risks could be identified. Now there are various terms that are related to security. You can have a look at the same. First is asset, second is threat, third is attack, fourth is vulnerability, fifth is risk analysis, then countermeasures, then hacking. So what are those terms? We will discuss one by one. Till now, if you are having any kind of query, then do let me know. I am giving you a time of 1 minute. Have a look at all the slides that have discussed so far. If you are having any query, then tell me. So next, coming to the main point that are concerned with the security. First is ASET. Now, what is ASET? ASET is the organizational resource that is being protected. Obviously, it could be any kind of digital currency, or it could be any kind of e-commerce related thing that could be protected in an organization. If I am talking about our university, then our university is having a database that is centrally located, and database administrator handles the same. So in order to secure that database, because that database is an asset to our organization, that the database is asset to our organization. Now, how to secure that data? How to secure that data with the help of some kind of security measures? So it is a kind of asset. It is the kind of asset that a organization has hold about. So that is to be protected. Next is, it could be logical, like I told you earlier, any kind of digital thing. It could be website. It could be any kind of information. It could be any kind of data that is related to that particular organization. For example, an organization run various number of courses. So there are various courses that are available in particular organization, and about those courses, in those courses, various number of students are already engaged or enrolled. So there could be various activities that could be held in that various departments according to the courses. So that could be their information. They are storing their information according to the activities that are being held in the department. They are storing the data that is related to their department. So it could be any kind of data that is logical, that is website information, or any kind of data that is being secure, confidential to any organization. So it could be secured, and it could be and come under the category of asset. Third is, it can be physical. Physical mean to say, it could be like computer systems that we use in that organization, because in that computer system huge amount of data is stored. So that is why it is concerned with physical systems like computer systems, or any other physical objects that are being used in that particular organization. So in addition, there could be many examples that could be related to the assets that are representing an organization. Next is, what is threat, what is vulnerability, and what are various controls that are taken in order to prevent misuse of the data. So what is a threat? It could be any kind of a person, any kind of a thing, event, or idea which poses some danger to an asset in terms of confidentiality, integrity, and availability. A possible means by which a security policy may be breached. Next is an attack, that is a realization of the threat. We can realize the threat, that is kind of attack. Next is vulnerability, mean to say any weakness that is present in the system. It could be exploited or cause loss or harm. Now you can have a look at the example. Like our university developed a website for its academic purposes. Now they do not give stress on the security measures, so that their website could be protected from malicious attack. So that could be the weakness, because they have not provided the security measures to the website. So that weakness in that is present in the system, anybody could take benefit of the same. So that could be a weakness. Same is the case vulnerability. Your data is vulnerable because you are not providing any kind of security. So your data could be vulnerable, that you are exchanging via university website. So a weakness in the system that can be exploited to cause loss or any kind of harm. Next is to control measures, that is to safeguard the data, and action, any kind of device, any kind of procedure, or any kind of technique that removes or reduces vulnerability, that is weakness in the system. What is risk? Risk is equal to threat plus vulnerability. Mean to say, जिसको हम real life में बोलते हैं धमकी, plus vulnerability, that is a kind of weakness. So threats without vulnerability pose no risk, or vice versa, that is vulnerabilities without threats pose no risk. So risk is the probability that something can happen. Risk is the probability, mean to say 99% you are sure that this thing is not going to happen. 1% chances are there that this could happen. So risk analysis can be based on the quantity or it could be based on the quality. So how it could be defined on the basis of quality, that could be converted into the 3 steps: low, medium, and high. Low mean to say if we generally ignore the low risks, because actions to remove the vulnerability should be taken if possible. We can take the actions, but we generally consider it as low risk, generally ignore the same. Next is medium. It is advisable. Medium is concerned with you. You will be given advice that you should take care about your organization data, but you are just ignoring the same as well. Some people might be there who will be so much keen in doing the in protecting their data at very low level as well, because generally low level is generally omitted. It could be overseen, but medium level is advisable, but most of the people generally omit this as well. High mean to say action could be immediately taken to remove the vulnerability. Next is hacking. Hacking, nowadays everybody wants to become hacker, because hackers are earning like in lakhs, and in fraction of seconds they are earning in lakhs. But it could be positive, it could be negative. Hacking is having its own pros and cons. How it could be positive and how it could be negative, you can have a look at the same. To write computer programs for enjoyment. To write computer programs for enjoyment, that is positive manner. To gain access to computer illegally, that is negative hacking. So next is, what is network security? Basically what we have studied about network security. So it is a process of taking preventive measures to protect the underlying networking infrastructure from unauthorized access, misuse, malfunction, modification, destruction, or improper disclosure. Now you can see that our lives have become incomplete. I can say incomplete without internet. We are heavily relying on internet for any kind of information. Now we have replaced each and everything in our life, be it social activity, be it personal activity, be it academic activity, due to internet. When I was studying in my BTech time, I prefer to buy books from market, and I was very keen to read those books, hardbind books. But if I am talking about the today's era, after 5 years, now I am seeing the drastic change. Everybody wants to have a look at the YouTube channels. Everybody wants to have a look at the Wikipedia. Nobody wants to even go to the library. Even people do not want to, or I can say students do not want to go to the library, get books issued from the libraries and have a look at the same. No, they do not even bother about the book, or I can say the author about the book. Even they do not recommend to read the books. They are so much keen in relying on the internet. They are studying their subjects on internet via any kind of means that they must be following, either YouTube's or Wikipedia or any kind of Google help that is available for their at their disposal. So they are heavily relying on internet. That is about academic part. If I am talking about social activities, first in previous like I can say 5 to 10 years ago, we are supposed to arrange parties. We are supposed to go to the houses and we are supposed to arrange get-togethers with our friends. Nowadays, what is happening? Zoom meeting is there with the friends, and we are enjoying that meeting with the help of the technological world. So in the same manner, if I am talking about internet, mean to say our lives are totally dependent on the internet. So how to make sure that the information we are accessing via internet is secure? How we receive secure information? How we can exchange information between two parties, and we are expecting that our medium could be secure. That could only be possible with the help of some security measures. Nowadays, we never bother to have a look at the newspaper. That is usually we are supposed to read news online. So that is generally omitted practice in our houses nowadays, because our parents used to read newspaper daily early in the morning at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock. Nowadays, we are so much keen, or we generally rely on the media that is available online. We read news online. We do every activity online, even be it academic, be it social activity. We are so much engrossed in activities that are happening online. So that is why huge data is getting stored. There is a huge data that is being stored, and in order to maintain that data, we need some security measures. So that is why there is the need to for the network security. So internet has undoubtedly become a huge part of our lives, and many people in today's generation rely on the internet for many of their professional needs, social needs, or personal activities. But are you sure that your network is secure? So there are many people who attempt to damage our internet connected computers, violate our privacy, and make it impossible to the internet services. Given the frequency and variety of existing attacks, as well as threat of new and more destructive failure attacks, network security has become the central topic in the field of cyber security. That is, to implement network security measures, it allows computers, users, and programs to perform their permitted critical functions within a secure environment. Now, coming to the main point, how can we ensure network security? How can we ensure? This is the general question. How can we ensure network security? By using strong passwords. That is my answer. By using strong passwords. And strong is strong, but in addition, it could be complex as well. We are supposed to use special symbols. We are supposed to use numbers. We are supposed to use characters. We are supposed to use underscores. So in that manner, our password could be secure. Our data could be secure. It could not be. There might be some challenges on the way. Still, there could be challenges if we are choosing the strong password, but it is also recommended that you are supposed to change your password frequently. You can set a limit. After 1 month, you are supposed to change the password of your Gmail account. After 2 months, you are supposed to change the password of your social networking platform, that is Facebook, Instagram. So in this manner, If we are provided with the challenges, then we should know how to tackle the same. So that is in our grasp how we are tackling the challenges. So password is given. We know we are supposed to apply a password, but that could be complex and strong. In addition, it could be changed frequently. So there are many people who attempt to damage our internet connected computers, violate our privacy and make it impossible to the internet services. Now, how can we ensure network security? By choosing strong passwords, by choosing complex passwords everywhere, even within the network too. Not just on the individual computers within an organization, these passwords cannot be simple, default, and easily guessable ones. So this simple step can go long way towards securing your network. Now coming to the main point, why is security so important? Why is security so important? The organization ability to function without any hindrance, it is the main concern. Next is to enable the safe operations of applications that are implemented on the organization IT system. Third is to protect the data the organization collects and its various uses. So now coming to the main point, what are the different types of network security? Could you tell me what are the different types of network security? I have discussed a lot about information security, network security today. Could you tell me what are the different types of network security that could be provided? It could be firewalls, because they could either allow the traffic, they could either block the traffic depending on the medium. Next is access control. Who is having control over the particular amount of information, he or she should be granting privileges. Next is to secure the application. Application security could be there. Application security could be there. Next is wireless security. Wireless security could be there. Next, what could be the next? What are the different types of network security? You can add it up. That is virtual private networks, that could be the case. Behavioral analytics, how my system behaves. So next is coming to the types of attack in network security. Basically, what is attack? Attack mean to say, I want to have a control over the information that is being transmitted between two parties. Any method, any process, or any technique that is being used to maliciously attempt to compromise the network security. So network security is the process of preventing network attacks across a given network infrastructure. But the techniques and methods used by the attacker further distinguishes whether the attack is an active cyber attack, passive attack, or some combination of both. Now coming to the main point, that is, what is active attack? Active attack, as the name implies, if two parties are communicating, let's say A is the sender, B is the receiver. A is sending some kind of plain text to destination B, and there is some creeper in between who is modifying the message, who hacked the message, or who maliciously attempt to control the message that is being sent by the A, and he modify the message according to his own wishes, and the packet is dropped to the receiver side. So receiver will receive distorted message. So that is the active attack. Next is passive attack. What is passive attack? A is sender, B is receiver. A is sending some information and B is receiving some information. But in between there is a hacker who is reading all the information, who is having control over the two parties that are being communicating. But he is silently attacking. He is not telling that to the parties who are communicating. He is not modifying the message. He is reading your he is following your steps, or he is noticing your points, or your steps that you are doing in order to perform the transaction. And when it is received by the receiver, he is also noticing the points what is to be done by the receiver, but he is not showing his existence at all. So that is passive attack. So these are the two types of attacks that are being used in network security. So this was all about your network security and information security chapter today. So if you are having any kind of query, you can ask me. I am giving you a time of 2 minutes. Have a look at all the slides that I have discussed so far, and let me know if you are having any kind of query. So these are the main topics that I have covered today. What is information security? What is network security? What are assets? What are threats? And what are countermeasures? So have a look at all the slides that have been discussed. If you are having any query, then ask me. So this is the book that is given for your reference. That is a book by Atul Kahate and a book by William Stallings that is available in the college library. Get it issued and have a look at the same. Write down one assignment for today's lecture. Write down one assignment for today's lecture. You are supposed to submit me via email, and I will discuss the same question in the next class. What is a firewall? What is a firewall? What are various different types of firewalls available? What is a firewall? What are different types of firewalls that are available? So this question will be discussed in the next class. I will call any student, and he has to present me with the answer or with the debate that he might be having with the same question. And if you will be having any queries regarding the same topic, I will discuss in the next class. But this is your assignment. All of you have to attempt the same. What is firewall? What are different types of firewalls that are available in network security? So next, coming to the quiz. Quiz is given. 10 MCQs are given for your reference. That is about today's lecture. Have a look at the same. You are supposed to submit me the answers via email. Again, I am scrolling. Take a snapshot of all these MCQs. So this was all about my today's lecture. Have a nice day. Thank you.